Hi, Sister Kathy.
I'm glad you're here.
Yes, I'm thrilled because I was afraid you weren't going to be here.
Okay.
And
There's the front door, the doorbell on the front door
oh, that
of
is
the
well,
house.
it was
Okay.
open. The door
Okay.
was open,
Okay,
so I
good.
just popped in, and I was
Okay.
oh my gosh, I'm in town because I have a friend who's sick, and my name is Marlene Garcia, by the way, and I worked for Sister Catherine Bitzer, who was very kind, because I was very sick, as you know. At the time I was here, I was. What should I say? What kind of sickness? Let's not. But anyways, I was not well.
Let's not.
I was not well. And but Sister Catherine Bitzer was very kind and offered me the opportunity to assist in the archives. I'm a
And I
history-
needed help desperately, and she was kind enough to offer her assistance in translating something that I couldn't do. So it was really a wonderful help.
It worked out because, and it gave me, it occupied my mind. I'm an attorney who at the time was not able to work in my profession. And I was able to translate from Latin and Spanish, mostly Spanish, the baptismal and marriage and birth records of the black slaves of St. Augustine into English and digitalize them. And they were books that were in such bad shape that I had to wear special gloves, and put them in the computer. And I happened to be in town with my husband. Oh, and since then I've gotten married. Life is pretty good, yeah. And I live in Miami now, and I help run a family business, an apartment building, and a construction company. I do the legal work, Although I permanently retired from the Florida bar, but I'm still I still have my New York and D.C. bar. But if I'm ever crazy enough to practice law again, I will. But anyways, it was a delight to work with Sister Kathy, And do you have anybody else doing that work now?
I have one lady that comes once a week, and she can't do the work that you did, but she helps me
Wonderful.
in other ways.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
because I think it's such
And I miss you.
important. I miss you like crazy. My husband isn't here. I'm dying for him to meet you, but he's sick today.
One day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love St. Augustine. One day when I really, really retire,
Okay.
and I don't want to say it this way. I want my parents to live forever, but the day they pass, I really want to retire here because I think this is a phenomenal place to live.
City. Beautiful city.
Yes, and it's so much less hectic than Miami. Oh my God, I scream when I'm driving there in traffic. I feel like I'm under attack.
Probably are.
But anyways,
Okay. Keep going. All right.
well,
Okay.
no, I mean, my life is good. I've had a horrible thing happened. My sister, who was only 11 months apart, I just turned 54 years old. My sister, who would have been 53, passed away 2 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm
So
still not
sorry.
over it. No,
never will be.
No.
No.
My mother is not the same. None of us are. Because we were a very close-knit family. We came from Cuba. And, we worked very hard. I've been working in the business since I was 12 years old. And, all we know is work, 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 work. So I'm very proud of my family because we're an immigration success story. I was the only one, though, that was born in Havana, that was born in Cuba. The rest of us were born here. And we were very poor, but, at the beginning. But thank God for this wonderful country, that gives you an opportunity if you work. And if you're willing to work, you can make it, and we did.
And you remember that I taught the first influx of Cubans when I was down in Miami.
Yes, that's right. And I told my mother, remember you met my parents?
Yeah.
I brought them to meet you.
Right.
And I will tell my husband, he's so sick, I wonder how the heck, we have to drive back to Miami today.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that means I have to drive because he can't.
You can do it. You can do
Yeah,
it.
yes.
Slowly.
Yes. Slowly, little by slowly. And so, and the next person that I want to go see is Father Ken Herzog from Trinity
Okay.
Parish, because when I was here and unwell, he very kindly also, once per week, I would go and see him, and he would sit with me and talk. You know who he is?
No.
He's a big, tall guy.
I think maybe look him up online, though, to see what parish he's in now.
Oh, I know where he is.
Like,
he's still
in
there.
the same
Yeah,
spot.
I went to
Okay.
Mass and I saw him, but
Okay.
right after the Mass, I took communion from him. But right after the Mass, it's the Episcopal Church right here, Trinity Church.
Okay.
He makes me feel really vertically challenged.
Oh, I remember.
He's-
I know who he is.
Well, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like barely 5 feet. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
wonderful.
right,
But right after
right.
the Mass, I would try to talk to him, but he said, I'm sorry, I can't, because he's always,
All
he
the
does
people
this
coming
thing with
in.
boys, and, after the Mass. So I want to see if maybe I can catch him in his office because we have to leave.
Okay.
Like in a few minutes. And we got in so late Friday night. Sorry, I found I'm allergic to oak trees, and we were surrounded by oak trees. They're like everywhere. So, but it's so good to see you, and you just don't
Same here.
change. You're like,
I do.
What is your secret? No, you don't.
Change all the time.
No, but I mean physically, outwardly. But anyway, it's such a thrill, you know, and I have such good memories. I would sit in this little, right there, that little desk was my desk, you know, and I would sit there and look at those wonderful
Therapy,
books.
right?
It was therapy because I was so unwell, but whenever I came here, I felt such peace, you know, and tranquility, and I would come like once a week for just a couple hours, you know, and I looked so forward to it, you know, and tried to do a good job. And so,
And you did a good job.
thank you. And there were visitors from all over the place that would come to try to look up their ancestors, you know. And I thought it was important work, and I really hope that you do find people. You know, I don't know if you do this, but maybe you could post an ad at the college because, you know, for the college
I get
kids.
some of the college kids
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's many kids there that speak
Yeah.
Spanish, you know, fluently that I think would be delighted to, you know, history. I'm a history buff, and I thought that was so much fun. I also volunteered with Charles
Tingley.
yes.
For the Historical
yes,
Society.
and I don't think I'm
Charles
afraid.
is still there.
Oh, okay. I'm afraid I don't think I'm gonna have time. I did 1 day a week here and 1 day a week at the Historical Research Library, translating there from French and Spanish. I also speak French. The books on the history of the Cubans who were here, who had to go back to Spain when the British came. They all went back. In fact, I found history on my family, which is Garcia Arrieta, you know, and they had to go back to Spain and give up all their properties and everything, you know, when the British came and took over for a while. So anyway, I love St. Augustine. I was here for like 2 years, you know,
Right, yeah.
until they closed down the facility that I was at, and then I had to go back. But anyway, so I'm so thrilled that you're here. And you gave me a tour one time, remember, of the whole, they had renovated the convent, and it was so, and I bought a bunch of stuff.
I remember.
How is the other sister that was, what's her name, Patricia, or, no, I forget, but she used to come down a lot and sit there, like, kind of short hair, and
Sister Joyce Newton? Twin? No.
Joyce sounds familiar, but I don't think that was her, but it was one who, she was kind of forgetful. But she used to come and sit here, and I forget.
I forget.
Me too.
I can't
I forget a
remember.
lot.
So many people come in and out of here.
I know, but she used to come down a lot and sit
Uh-huh.
over there, and but anyways, well, I gotta be
I'll
going.
remember it after you go.
Yeah, I know, probably, and I bought the book. No, you gave it to me.
Sister Thomas
the
Joseph's
calling,
book.
the calling, the book about the history of the sister Le Puy,
of Le Puy,
France,
okay.
and the way that the sisters came from
Beyond the
France.
Call.
Beyond the call.
Beyond
right.
the Call.
And it's
Boy, am I
fascinating.
slow.
No, you're not.
Beyond the Call.
No, you're not.
Sister
no,
was
and
just here giving her little story.
Oh, and
The
I
sister
read
who
that.
wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should read it, sir. I mean, the book is fascinating. What they went through. Oh my God. Yeah, the hardships, you know, and not having, and being the first ones who taught the first school for the black, you know,
Children.
that you know, they were treated like chattel, you know, and treated like non-human beings, you know, and these nuns had such a heart that and they didn't even speak English.
Should have been a fascinating time, right?
My gosh, I wish I was could go back in time and watch that. Like again, I said, I'm a history buff. I love it. I majored in history and political science in college. I went undergrad to University of Miami and graduate school there, and then I went to law school at Columbia in New York. And I loved it. If I could come back if I could go back to college, which I might, I'm just going to do history, pure history. I love
Okay.
it.